Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a blade bonanza. Blade bonanza. We are starting a new series, guys, best in class.
Yeah.
And today we're going to start with 4 blade irons that we feel are sort of should be on people's minds when it comes to, you know, selecting the classic looking, best feeling, best performing blades in the market.
Yeah, the type of thing that a blade player wants. Super classic looks, very soft feel usually.
Yeah.
Workable, whatever that means to you. I mean, if you're a person who likes to shape the ball left to right or up and down. I think these are the 4 that most people would gravitate towards. I know the P7 MB is brand new, but it's tough to ignore how much good feedback that's gotten.
So we are starting with P7 MB. We've got the 620 MB Titleist. We have the MP20, and we've also got the Mura 901. We're gonna have you hit them all, Matty boy.
Yeah.
You're not that fond of a blade, or you've never gravitated towards a blade for your own game.
No.
You've always wanted a bit more forgiveness.
Forgiveness, for sure. I do think what I've experienced, and probably why blades are, I feel, a little bit more popular recently, is like combo setting is becoming such a common thing.
Yeah.
I think it's always been hard to picture the 3, 4, 5 iron even in a blade for most people, myself included. But now that it's so easy and common to just get 3 of the irons, and that's what we're going to do eventually. We're going to get a set of TaylorMades, both of us, comboed up. Then I think blades are a more of a viable option for more people, because you may only just play 2 or 3 of them.
We're going to go with your shaft. We're going to do a little test here. We're going to look at the criteria of look and feel and performance, and obviously look at the consistency and the ball flight numbers.
For sure. Yeah, kind of just see where they separate. I would imagine that effectively they're probably designed to do the same thing, but there's going to be subtle things that show up just based on the shape of the head and the center of gravity.
It will be interesting to see, is a blade just a blade?
Yeah.
You know, because we know a cavity back can come in many shapes and sizes, many different designs and forms, but the blade mold is maybe a little bit more standardized than the cavity back mold.
That's fair. Probably less design flexibility. Yeah. They don't look exactly the same, but I think it's subtle, little subtle changes.
Okay. All right, let's get you going.
What do you want to do?
We're going to do a little P7 MB. New one. You haven't hit this yet. When we got it in, I done a little testing on the blades that day.
I admired it for sure.
Yeah.
It's very good looking.
Really
club.
sharp looking, eh?
Nice kind of short heel to toe blade length.
Yeah.
Very compact. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's really anything to pick apart here.
You like the lines on it and stuff like that, the nice kind of diamond shape to the back. And
I think if it weren't for that, it would be just literally a pure blade, which I think is nice, but it's kind of a little technology nod to have that there. I think they did a good job.
Okay.
They would be on my list.
All right, let's see a few. That's a nicer flight. What's that, 54?
That's 6.
6, good, perfect.
Yeah, really good. I would assume I hit that a bit fat. See where the strike point is?
Probably high.
Didn't go very far. Yep. So that's your blade. The last one was perfect, and that one was 9 millimeters high. So 9 millimeters high is enough to lose
5 miles an hour ball speed.
Wow, crazy, eh?
Nice.
Yeah, strike it well. You're right, it is 5 miles an hour on the miss hit. So you'll pay for it. Feels really good though, this blade. That's nice. Yeah, the feel on a well-struck one is really nice. I think the flight's perfect. Everything about it is really good. Plenty of pop.
Okay. Does it feel, how would you describe the feel? Solid, soft, firm?
I would say it's a solid soft. It's not super soft.
Okay, solid soft. That's cool.
And I'm not super picky on stuff being overly soft anyway. So to me, it feels quite nice.
Right.
It's noticeably softer than like playing my T100s. For sure it is.
Yeah.
But it's probably, I expect it won't be quite as soft as a couple of the other ones.
Let me steal that one. Let's just go for the contrast of maybe where the other end of the spectrum will be with the Mura.
Good idea.
Okay, little Tourblade 901.
Different looking.
There, different lines on it.
It's longer.
Yep.
I think it's a bit bigger overall, and it looks like it has a bit more offset.
Okay.
That's my thought on it. I wasn't expecting to see that, but it looks like it's got a little bit more.
that sounded really good.
That's good.
I was going to match up a little more.
That's perfect. Yep. I think that's a misread on the strike.
Yeah,
felt good.
Yeah, that's nice as well. It's roasted.
Yeah, maybe just has a little bit more pop in them. Seems like you can get the spin to drop a little bit at times.
Feel-wise?
I mean, it's definitely softer. You can hear it also. Like, it's got a very different sound. I don't know that I prefer this, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It's different, right? Like, I think if you prefer the super soft feel, then yes. I kind of a little partial to the TaylorMade so far. But I'll be curious. I would assume Mizuno will be somewhere in between.
I think so.
Give us a little bit of a range, but I can see why you like the feel of these, though. It's very, very soft. When you hit one well, you really feel the feedback is very nice. Yeah, that's for sure. It's kind of as good as it can feel. Maybe not so much on the miss hits, but it's very nice on a solid one.
It's just very interesting, and we are finding it. You know, we're kind of scratching our heads a little bit at some of these that are going that much further, because we have checked the loft and lie on them, and
it kind of feels like it's got extra pop to it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit of, and again, this is just my perception. It could just be visually. I thought there was a bit more offset. Maybe I am turning it over a little bit extra, but it does seem to be a little bit lower spin, a little bit hotter.
So we've got the Mizuno MP20. Probably of all the ones we've got up here, I think this would probably be the most classic of the blades. Yeah,
in terms of total package, it's smaller in profile than the Miura is.
Yep.
It kind of looks more like the TaylorMade at address.
Yep.
But as you say, from kind of the back badge and sole, it's very sort of pure, rounded blade.
Very pure.
Nice soft lines on it.
Yeah. Yeah, nice looking club. Really nice looking blade. Yep. Yeah, very nice.
Smooth one to start. Yeah, good looking flight.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good feel to this.
Is it preferable to over the Miura to your preference?
I would pick this over the Miura and also the TaylorMade.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. For me personally, I think it's a good blend of both.
So the Miura was a little bit soft.
TaylorMade might have been a bit firm. You might argue. I mean, we're talking relative.
Yeah.
They're all soft, obviously, but in relation to each other. Yeah, this seems
probably not even fair to go soft and
oh no, it's all relative. Yeah. These are softer than 90% of what's available to begin with, but within each other, this seems to sit between the two. Maybe just a tad more like a pop on the face.
Yeah, it's interesting how a blade sounds, because you know when we talk about the grains in the metal and the grain flow forging process and things like that. That's specifically designed to deliver certain notes and the sound, and obviously that sound equates to what you feel.
Interesting.
And then that is your feedback at the end of the day.
And that's why for someone they may hear and feel something a bit different, but as long as we speak somewhat generally, hopefully we're giving kind of the information that people are looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the feel of this one a lot. It's just a bit lower in sound, a bit more solid. They're definitely not, none of them are forgiving though, because that wasn't a bad swing. That might have been just above center.
Yeah.
I keep losing 6-7 yards when I feel like I've hit a decent shot.
Yeah, it's kind of, and I get the same experience last week when we were outside and when I was hitting the JPX 921 tour.
Sure.
In that, you know, I felt like I hit quite a good one. I'd look down like 185, 187 carry. That's a bit less than I kind of expect.
We're dealing with what, 31 degrees aloft?
Yeah.
No extra help on ball speed. That you get what you get.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what you get. Couldn't say that any better.
Yeah, that's if I could pick one reason why I wouldn't play blades, especially down to a 6-iron, is probably that exact shot.
Just coming up half a club short.
To be honest, that felt like a pretty good swing. Decent strike. We're talking about 7 millimeters toe 4 high, and I'm like half a club short.
Yeah, you spiked 400 RPMs in spin and you lost 2 miles an hour ball speed. So those two things compounding is where your half club went.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you get one of those things, it probably goes 190 and you're pretty much just there, you barely notice it.
Yes.
But when you lose both of those things, or you gain and you lose on the ball speed, it does, it's your half a club.
I want to know when I've mishit it,
yeah,
but not that much.
Alrighty, 620 MB, really good looking club.
It's a good shape, this one.
Yeah.
It's, I'm trying to like compare them all to each other. This one's head shape at address is very similar to Mizuno's.
Yeah, with the round.
It's very round like
edges.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's part of it is just the finish. Like it's a little more satin chrome, which I personally like a lot. MP20 is very polished chrome. But aside from that, I think top line and stuff, they're pretty damn
Quite
close.
similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thin.
Yeah, I was going to say, that gave you a lot out of a miss there.
So thin, yeah. That went like crazy. See, that I can live with. That's a really nice looking flight.
Isn't it?
Boy. This is good feeling, this one. It's firm, I think, actually, the Titleist.
I've always found the Titleist ones to feel quite firm.
This might be the firmest of the bunch, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not unpleasant, but it's on the firmer
so
side.
You don't mind that?
To me, I don't mind it, but I can see why if you hit this side by side with the Miura, you're going to go one way or the other, big time. And I can see why if you're shopping for blades, you're probably going to end up with the softest one because that's what you're seeking to some degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a perception that's what you need, isn't it, with a blade? It's got to be soft, buttery, and feel like the ball melts into the face and things like that when you hit it. When in reality, is the golf ball will play a big part in that.
I think that's just a nostalgia thing for the most part because this is a Snell MTBX. It's not a soft ball.
Yeah.
So I can only make this feel so soft without playing a.
Do you have any MTB blacks?
I do.
It'd be interesting to hit a couple with that and just see if it changes your perception of how that club feels.
That's completely different. Sounds literally completely different, or sounds and feels completely different.
It really sounded very different.
You could hear how much kind of lower and deeper that sound was, and it way less kind of vibration in your hand.
A bit of a surprise at the end there when we got the table up and we do our little roundup here. There's a little bit more separation, I think, than we may have expected.
I think the P7MB is really the one that did the most traditional blade-like stuff.
Definitely.
MP20s too, to be honest. Not much different between those two. It was more the Miura, which I was not expecting. It performed more like a modern club, so a little bit sort of lower in spin, a little bit faster in ball speed.
Yeah.
That was the one I wasn't quite expecting. Now, I feel like I did turn it over a little bit more if you look at the shot pattern.
Yep.
So a bit of that is from
shape.
that. But we hit a lot of shots with this, and I did keep turning them over. So maybe a little bit of offset difference, something, blade length, whatever that is that would say maybe it's just a little bit more easy to turn over, and that changed the numbers a bit.
Seemed to be, didn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you carry that a good bit further than the other ones. Obviously, yeah, these two spun at a very similar number, Mizuno and Titleist, 57, 56.
The yardages are probably more down to strikes. I mean, we didn't hit a million shots.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these are significantly different in forgiveness. I think the Miuras are a bit bigger, seem like the low strikes have more pop. But aside from that, most of them appear to kind of give you the same output.
Yeah, the strike is living pretty much, all four are pretty much within one another.
Yeah.
The Miura has shown up to be a little bit on the lower side, which is very interesting that it was on the low side, but retained all that ball speed. Which probably comes down to head mass. No question, the heaviest of the heads.
Interesting.
And 265 is their standard head weight in a 6-iron, which is a bit heavier than most companies.
I think the sole designs must have come up a fair amount.
Yeah.
P7MB I liked, but I don't think it has the sort of leading edge blunting or whatever.
You felt like you could put that in the ground a little bit, didn't you?
I really did. And my shot pattern is more so what happens with the Miura. That's my normal shot pattern. I can catch them a little thin, but I don't mind that miss. The fat miss really seemed to come up more with that. Maybe just because I'm used to more of that sole design. So that's something subtly, but who knows? So that's just my delivery, right?
And I think, you know, to flip that into the positive of that, I think for somebody who struggles a little bit with the divot taking and stuff like that, a sole that does have that sort of aggressive leading edge, and it is very sharp, you're absolutely right.
Right.
That could get you into the turf a little bit more and kind of produce a little bit of a nicer contact. So it seemed like the 620 MB and the MP20 were your preference. You liked both of those.
I like those quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think looks, and especially at address, they looked exactly the way I liked. I liked the P7 MB quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's maybe just, it's almost like it's too small in a way. It's probably about as small as I've seen.
Right.
And then this one is really nice, the mirror. I think it feels really nice. It's just, it's a bit larger than I would have expected for a blade.
Yep.
But I think that will suit someone's eye. Like if you want to play blades but not be intimidated by the shape, perfect. If you want to play blades and really feel like you're playing blades, TaylorMade's perfect for that because it really looks like a blade. Test them all. I mean, if I think someone else tested all four, you test all four of these, I bet you pick a different one than I pick.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, everyone's going to have their own unique preferences.
There's no reason why you would, you know, you wouldn't see a pattern, I don't think. They're all great. They're all great irons.
For Matty Boy, which is best in class? All things considered, feel, looks, performance.
Mizuno.
MP20 would be your.
That's my choice.
Would be your pick.
Yeah, everything considered that we've done today, after hitting them too, ball flight, the way it looked, the way it felt, yeah. I'd pick those Mizunos for sure. Close second, maybe Titleist.
Titleist, yeah. Yeah, it seemed to me like that to you was your, was between those two, you sort of had a real liking to those ones.
That's the funny thing about club testing is it's like, I'm trying to think of reasons why, but who cares?
Yeah.
Like if you go test 4 irons, if there's one you hit better and you like better, just get those.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to justify, I'm trying to find reasons with the sole and stuff. Maybe those things exist, but I'm being shown that in the way the ball's coming off the face. So from a non-technical standpoint, those were the ones that kind of jumped out at me.
And I think when it comes down to blades as well, what you're proving to us, even by that selection, is that you're not just looking at the distances or anything like that, and you're not even purely just looking at the numbers.
Yes.
You had a sense of your consistency with the Mizuno. You hit it very, very much online.
Yeah.
Your distances were very consistent. It was all very good. There wasn't the kind of surprise package in there, the 136, 135 ball speed one that went 6 yards longer.
Yes.
You don't want that. So you certainly seem to hit that one very, very well.
Plenty in there to conclude that not all blades are the same. And this is really just 4 blades. And to be honest, on paper, they're pretty damn similar.
Pretty similar.
But plenty different. Yeah.
It is interesting, yeah. And the test when you get them, in this environment, you can start to separate them.
The human impact, right?
Even when the loft is 31, like it has been, and the lie is 60, like it is on all of them.
Shaft the same, grip the same.
Shaft is the same. So very, very interesting stuff. Okay, for the blade connoisseurs out there, so we've kind of went through 4 of the most popular there. Hopefully that's a little bit of food for thought. There's some differences you'll see there. So if you are somebody who struggles with a little bit of spin, maybe the Miura is one that you put on your list to try.
Agree.
The SEL, for if it is the lefties out there, obviously the combo element of that is very good as well. So lots of different elements to think about. Okay guys, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.